Go ahead, Ranjini.
Okay. So, hi team. Good morning, good evening. So, welcome to today's 30 minutes Tuesday session. And today's topic is Einstein bots. And myself, Ranjini Janardhanan, and I'm part of UST Salesforce practice since 2008. And I'm also a Salesforce certified system and application architect. So let's start with the topic chatbot. So I know we don't need much introduction. What is chatbot? But still, a chatbot is an application that stimulates human conversation. So instead of having a conversation with a sales rep or sales agent, the customer can have a conversation with the computer. So that is chatbot. Okay. So what are the benefits of chatbot? So benefits of chatbot is the first one is quick case deflection. Okay. So whatever the chatbot is configured, so all those issues chatbots can resolve quickly. So that in turns reduce the wait time of the customer and the agent, and the chatbot can efficiently redirect the customer inquiry. So whatever queries chatbot can resolve, it can resolve, and whatever it cannot, it can transfer it to the agent. And you can also make it more intelligent using any of the NLU options, that is natural language understanding options. Okay. And let's come to enabling chatbot. What are the prerequisites in Salesforce? Okay, so you will need a Service Cloud license and a chat or messaging license for enabling the chatbot. And when you have this license, so for each for each user with an active subscription will be able to chat with your Einstein bot 25 times a month. Okay. So that is a limit, and we need to enable lightning experience, and you need an embedded service deployment code. So for that you can actually run the chat guided setup flow. I'll be showing that. And you need to enable knowledge if you are actually planning to serve the customers using your knowledge articles. And you will also need a community or Salesforce site if you are planning to make this chatbot available in your community or site. Or else if you are planning to embed this chat bot on your company website, you will have to take the code from the embedded service deployment and provide it to your company website admin. Okay, so let's see uh, how we can actually start with. So we are on Lightning Experience, and we need to create an embedded service deployment. Okay, so you can actually go to this service setup and create the embedded service deployment in some simple steps. If you see here and go and choose this chat with customers, you can actually do it. Actually, I have already created an embedded service deployment that is called as chat agents, and this chat agent will also be associated to a chat button. uh, okay, so what you have to actually provide to your company website admin or the community is, okay, if you have to provide the code to the company website admin, you can actually get the code of the embedded service deployment from here and copy and give it to the admin. And as I said, there will be a chat button associated to this embedded service deployment, and there will be chat queues associated to this chat button. Everything will be automatically created when you actually run this chat guided setup flow. Okay, so we have the embedded service deployment and the chat button created, and I have also enabled knowledge, and I have created couple of knowledge articles for this particular session. So we'll be using this published articles for this chatbot, just to show you how we can use this in the chatbot. And let's uh, see how we can enable bot finally. So we have all the prerequisites. You can enable the chatbots from here. So I have already enabled it. And once you enable it, you will get this new button here. And I'll just show you how easy to create the chatbot. So you can give some name, just giving some name, test name, and you can also select the language for the bot. Salesforce has listed all the supported languages here. I'm selecting English, and you can quickly create some menus. You can see here what is actually happening. Uh, okay, and you will also need to select the embedded service deployment. And once we click next and proceed, it will actually create the chatbot for you. That's it. It's as easy as creating a field or a custom object. So this is the chatbot that we just created now, and I'm just going back to the one that I have actually created with some sample dialogues. So this is the one that I have created. So first, let's see the overview page of the chatbot. Let me deactivate this chatbot. You cannot edit any details on an active chatbot. So if you need to edit anything on the chatbot, you need to deactivate it. So in the overview, you can see the bot information, who created it, what is the name, and you can also see the channel. Okay, so here I will have to add the channel, because as soon as I added the channel chat agent in the chatbot that I just now created, it will get deleted from here, because you can connect one embedded service deployment only to to a chat. You cannot connect to multiple chatbots. Okay, I'm just adding it. We don't need the chatbot to start an agent online. If even if the agent is offline, the chatbot can function. And we have some other settings also, that is bot response delay. Okay, so we can give the customers some time to understand and reply to bot questions, so that we can actually set here. And we can enable log conversations. If you enable this, actually all the bot conversations will get recorded in the live chat transcript object as records. Okay, and we can specify the bot user. There will be a basic chat bot user, but it is recommended to create a separate user for your bot, in case if we have too many bots with different, I mean, for different languages. It will be good to create a separate user for this particular chatbot and assign that user. And you can also see the chat intent sets, whatever we are using for this particular bot. So that is about the overview page. And let's go to the dialogues tab. Okay, so as soon as you create the chatbot, some default dialogues will be automatically created. That is welcome, transfer to agent, end chat, confused, no agent, and main menu. So if you look at the welcome dialogue, so we can add whatever message that we want, and the welcome after the welcome message, it is getting redirected to the main menu. And main menu is the first introductory menu that we are going to give the customers. So from here we are actually starting the conversation with the customer. Okay, so that is the main menu. And we also have a transfer to agent. So what this the standard dialogue actually does is, if we route to this particular dialogue, it will actually try to connect to to an actual customer agent. And if that is not successful, we can also show a no agent message. And if no agents are actually available, you can actually use this end chat, that will actually end the chat. And we also have a confused flow. So if the bot is asking for some details and the customer is giving some random input which is not correct, and we need it in a pattern, and the user is not entering in a correct pattern, then it will actually automatically get into this confused flow. We can actually limit how many times it should go to the confused flow with some variables and entities. And so variables and entities I'll be explaining. So these are the default dialogues available when we actually create a bot. And so from here you can actually create a new dialogue. uh, and we have another option, that is a new group. You can logically group. There is nothing for nothing for this group as such in the bot UI, but you can logically group your dialogues. Like for example, if there we can group the login issues like forgot password dialog, forgot username dialog, forgot username and password dialog, everything in a login issue group, like that. Okay. So here, so for this demo, I have also created an object. Just Okay, so that is 30 minutes Tuesday, an object in which we will be storing all the details of the session, the presenters and the date, everything. Okay, so that this object I'm making use here in the bot. So let's go to the first dialog in the main menu that I have created. So as soon as we created the dialog, we will have four options. Okay, for each dialog we have four options to add. The first one is message. So message is like okay. So if you add a message, whatever message that you can give, like how, hi, how are you, or what do you want, what do you want to know today, all the messages that you can use this message function. And we have question. Okay, so question, I can show you an example here. So this is an example for question. So for a question there will always be an answer. Okay, so when you add a question, either you can let the customer to type the answer, or you can let the customer to select an answer. Either we can provide static options or dynamic options, and we can display these options as buttons in menus, buttons or menus. Okay, so for a question, there will be an answer and we need to store that answer. Okay, so here I have given two options for the customers to select, and whatever the customer is selecting, I need to store in a variable. Okay. So here comes the importance of entities and variables. So so we will be storing all the values in the variables, and the entities are like the data types. Like we create when we create fields, we'll have data types. So entities are similar to the data types. Okay. So we you can actually see all the entities that are here. So by default we are getting some standard entities like boolean date. All these are standard entities, like here till here boolean to person, all these are standard entities. And we can also create some custom entities. Like you can see here, you can create a custom entity and you can actually associate a regex pattern associated to that, so that you can make sure the customer is inputting the values in that particular um, format. You can create new entities from here, or you can even create it from the dialog itself. Okay, if when you create a question, you will get the option to create a new entity from here. And the next one is a variable. Variable also you can create from here, or you can create from the variables tab. Here you can see all the variables. Okay, so you can see all the variables here. There are different types of variables as well. Context variables and and system variables are provided by Salesforce, and you can create custom variables as well as per your need. Okay, and going back to the dialog. So that is about message and question. And you can also have rules. Okay, rules can have that is a fourth option that you are seeing here. So I have a rule. You can create a rule condition, and that is optional. Okay, you can have, or you cannot have a rule condition, but you can add rule actions. Okay, like clear variables, and you also have this you also have this end chat. You can redirect to another dialogue. You can send a message. You can set the routing type. If you want to route to another bot, that you can do. You can set a variable. You can transfer it to agent. Everything that you can do in the rule section. And the last one is the action one. In action, you can actually call an Apex method, or you can call a flow, or you can send the email, or you can do an object search. Object search, we are actually doing it for knowledge search. So in this dialog, actually I am doing the object search. So whatever the user is selecting from the question, so we are storing it on the knowledge text variable, and using that knowledge text variable to search in the knowledge object, and whatever is the search result, we are storing it in another variable, that is km search result object list. And you can also decide how many results it should return. I have selected on I need only one. And you can also select the fields from knowledge. I have just selected title and summary. Okay. And I'm just giving a sorry message if I'm not able to find any results on that. And if there are any result, I'm using the dynamic choice type and listing all the details here. uh, and getting that into the knowledge object variable, and from that I can actually display the summary of the article. Okay, I'll be showing the demo. And before that, I just need to explain. Here I was doing here in this action, I was doing the object search. In this one, in this dialog, I have an action, and in this I am calling a flow. Actually I'm getting, so this dialogue is for getting the next session details. So the flow, I have created a flow here. This flow is actually querying all the future sessions that are in the system, and assigning all the field values to this particular variable. I'm taking the first record, sorting in the ascending order of the date. So I will have, in the bot will have uh, give me a second. Okay, so the bot will have the details stored in this variables. Whatever the flow is returning, we will be storing the presenter details in the presenter variable, session details in this variable, and the topic details in this variable. And you can show it as a message like this. So this is how we will be using the flow in the action. And in the next dialog, you can see how we can use an Apex method. Okay, so here this dialog actually I'm using to create a session. uh, Create a session record. So what we will be taking input from the customer. So we'll be asking for the full name, and we'll be asking for the topic. And you can call the method. Mm, I have this invocable method created and labeled it as create a session. And in this, actually, I'm creating a session record, 30 minutes Tuesday record, and I'm also returning a string. Okay. So that it can be shown to the customer. So that is that whatever output we are getting as part of the method is storing in this lot message variable, and I'm showing it here. Okay. And you can see at the end of every dialogue, I'm redirecting to a common dialogue, that is any more questions. Okay, so this is kind of like I'm asking the bot, was I able to answer your question, and based on the answer from the customer, yes or no. If it is yes, if it is no, I will be transferring it to the agent. If it is yes, I'll be asking if there are any further queries, and if it is yes, I'll be giving showing the main menu again, and if it is no, I'll just be ending the chat. Okay, and uh, just we'll see the demo. I'll activate the bot. Mm, so it'll actually take some time. Once you activate the bot, you can actually test the bot from here itself. So this button will be enabled. You can preview it here, and you can actually test all the dialogues. Okay, it will not, if we are creating any records, it will not actually create the record in the backend, but you can test all the dialogues here. Okay, but actually I have added it, and I have created a community and added this embedded service deployment here. Let's test from here. Okay. Um, so the chat is initiated. Let's wait. Okay. So the chat started, and you can see the welcome message and the main menu. Let's just click on know more about 30 minutes. So it will be giving the options, what is 30 minutes Tuesday and how to apply for 30 minutes. I'm just clicking it, the second one. So it will be giving, taking all the results, and clicking here, it will be displaying that particular knowledge summary. Okay. So it is going, so we got the answer, and the bot is asking, was I able to answer your question? So I'm saying yes. And let's just go through all the other menus. Do you have any further inquiries? So I'm saying yes, just to get the main menu again. We'll see what will happen if I want to register for a session. I'm giving my name and some test topic. So it will actually create the record in the backend. We can just verify that as well. Yeah, the record got created here. Okay, and we'll just go through the next dialogue as well. uh, yes, I have further inquiries. I want to know about the next session details. So it will be taking the most the immediate next session. And it will be giving the details, the topic and the presenter, and when it is going to happen. Okay. So if I say, was I able to answer your question? If I say no, it will actually try to connect to the agent. For now, I have not configured the agent. The agent is not online, so you are getting this message, and the chat is ended. Okay. So that is about all the dialogues that I have created. And the next one is, we can add intents. Okay. So in this dialogue, okay, I have created an intent. Intents are like kind of the customers can have more flexibility, or the chatbot will have more understanding capability if we actually enable intents. Okay, so I have created a test intent here. Let's just check what is an intent. Um, okay, this is the intent that I have added. If you see this intent, you can see all the possible questions, or all the possible inputs that I have added here. You can add many more. I just added some random inputs. So if the customer is asking, if the customer is typing this exactly, that will directly get routed to this particular dialogue. Okay, so this is no more about 30 minutes Tuesdays. So if the customer is, let's just see. Uh, and I'm just typing this. Okay, so you can see it is direct it got directed to the no more about 30 minutes Tuesday dialogue. So that's how we can, I mean, we cannot ensure that customer will always click on the menu options. He or she can type whatever he wants. If you are asking for an order status, he may say this is my order and this is my order number, like that he can type. So we have to find that. uh, you can actually find all those details. Whatever our bot is unable to respond will be added here, and you can actually train the bot. You can actually classify it to a particular intent set. So so that bot will be able to understand more about the customer questions and will be able to act accordingly. Okay. So, and here in here you will actually be getting the performance, all the intents. Can just show you that. Yeah, this is how it will be giving you how the performance score for each intent set that you have applied here. Currently, I don't have that because I don't have many intents and I have not actually deployed to any users. And yeah, actually, how we debug the Mm, chatbot. Okay. So if you go to this performance tab and just check here, it will have all the sessions of the chatbot. And if there are any errors, that will be that you can see here. And if you open a log, you can see all the details and you can see the error details as well. Okay. So you can debug the chatbot. So that is about configuring the chatbots. And Uh, and finally, the last, not the least, the best practices that you should keep in mind when you design a chatbot. There are some best practices. So you should greet the customer. Make sure the bot is greeting the customer. You can greet the customer by the customer name. Okay, you can actually configure that. So it's better to greet the customer by name, and introduces itself as a bot, not as a human. Okay, tell that see, I am like the first message, I am Apu, I am the digital replacement for a customer agent or something like that, or digi help or something like that, so that the customer will be able to understand it's a bot. The customer is talking to a bot, not to a customer agent, not to a real customer agent. And provide some time for the customers to read and respond to the bot. And if in case the bot is unable to answer and bot is unable to connect to the agent, create a follow-up path, that is, create a case and provide the case number to the customer so that he can follow up later. And if the bot is unable to answer the customer question, apologize and acknowledge. And draw attention to buttons and menus. Make more buttons and menus so that it will be easy for the customers. Okay. Use menus to help the customer get started. Use clear menus for the customer to get started instead of asking questions. Okay. Use quick replies to help the user and end a conversational path. And use a clear voice and tone. So if you are using the bot for a banking company, the tone will be different with a healthcare company. So use clear voice and tone according to your client or the company for the bot. And avoid all caps, and avoid use of emojis. And finally, once you end the chat with the chatbot, make sure you collect the customer feedback. So these are some of the best practices that you have to keep in mind while you actually implement the chatbot. And that's it, team. Any
Yeah,
questions?
a very interesting session, Ranjani. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Team, can you please post your questions on the chat? We will take a couple of minutes to answer the questions.
Any questions, team?
There is a question, Ranjani. Can we have chatbot run as logged in as user?
Can we have the chatbot run as logged in
Logged in
user?
user, yeah.
I didn't get that question, Umang.
I think
Uh,
it's similar to how we have it in reports, right? Run as a different user, right?
no, actually, we are selecting the chatbot user here. So we cannot run. I mean, if you want to run as a logged in user, you can change it here and test it. That's the only way. Can we use
Then we
chatbot
have
in
in classic.
classic? No, actually, I already, it is a prerequisite to enable Lightning. And we also need this omni channel to be enabled. So we cannot.
Next question, can we
Can
send
we send
attachments through chatbot?
attachments through chatbot? Pillai, I'm not very sure, but I think that is possible. But I have not done that, Pillai. How to manage deployments for bots from multiple sandboxes to production? How to manage deployments for bots from multiple sandboxes to production? You can actually use Chainset. We have used Chainset to deploy chatbots from sandbox to production. Is that the one, Sonali, you are asking? Okay. Okay, anyway, we can use chain sets. So I want certain results based on user. So that is not possible, right? Certain results based on user. You mean the customer or customer, the results based on the customer? Suppose if the customer is from country India, you will be showing up, you will be showing some particular menu. Is that your question, Umang? Okay, if that is the case, yes, you can actually get the user's country, and then based on that you can actually show the menu based on the user. That is possible. You can actually get the context users details through the context variables, and get the user details and check the country, and based on that you can actually show the menu. That is possible. 25
Engineer,
chatbot.
yeah,
Sorry.
we'll answer a couple of questions and then wrap up. We are almost
Yeah,
over
yeah.
time.
The last question from Smita. You mentioned one license gives 25 chatbot dialogues per month. It's not 25 chatbot dialogues. You can, a customer, an active customer can actually talk through chatbot 25 times a month. It's not 25 dialogues. So after that, if you have live agent enabled, it will actually go to the agent, not to the chatbot.
Okay, I think we are over time, Ranjini. Thank you so much for your time. It was a very interesting and excellent session.
Thank you, team.